Thanks for tuning in for 3 things that will directly affect your home selling or not selling. If you're looking to sell your house in today's market, there's really going to be 3 things that are going to directly affect whether or not your home sells. The very first is the price, which neither of us get to really make or set. The house that you sell is really only worth what a buyer today is willing to pay. So you're going to want to make sure that the comparable sales in the neighborhood are in alignment with where you're probably going to list your property. And what's going to happen is you're going to see actives, you're going to see under contracts, and you're going to see sold properties in the last 180 days that have been listed. And what you're going to do is you're going to see a little bit of a bracket, and you're going to want to move towards the side that are actually under contract and sold versus the properties that are coming onto the market as active. So if you see another house down the street and you're like, well, that one's on the market for $334, why should we go in at $315? It's really not going to substantiate that $334 price unless it's an under contract or it's a sold comparable. So just make sure that you look at the under contracts and the solds and you base your list price off of where those are, not where the actives are. The second thing that will directly affect whether or not your house sells is the way that it shows, both in person and online. It's your real estate job, it's your real estate agent's job or your job if you're selling the house yourself to make sure that it showcases really well online. And then in person, that's going to be your responsibility as the seller. So you're going to want to make sure that it feels comfortable, it smells comfortable, it looks comfortable, and it actually is comfortable. So the staging, the condition of the property when people walk into the property, the scent, the temperature, all things that buyers take into effect. And if they're not comfortable with it, they'll leave right away. And then the third thing that will directly affect whether or not your house sells, and perhaps the main thing that you should be concerned about if you're going to hire another real estate agent, is the way that the property is marketed, which is bringing warm bodies that are qualified buyers into the property to hopefully convert them into an offer. So it's up to your agent or yourself, if you're for sale by owner, to actually attract the traffic that's coming into the property. And that, in my experience, is going to be the biggest thing that we as real estate agents control, is bringing the qualified buyers in. It's more of a partnership on coming together on a price and making sure that the property shows well in person and online. That's something that you're going to have to communicate with whoever you're going to have help you sell the property. So guys, those are the 3 main things that will directly affect whether or not your house sells in today's market. Just to reiterate, the first is the price. Neither of us get to make it. It's really only determined by what the buyer today is willing to pay. The second thing is the condition of the property, both in person and online. And then the third thing is the way that it's marketed, bringing qualified buyers into the property.